What the deal is, what the little nippy out here. They glare a light. Some motherfucker though. Let's see. So I already know what it is. All right. Be breaking this down in a second. What it do? What it do? Uh, on documentary form. Documentary form. So I'm gonna be breaking down really what's been going on in the news and what's been that's great, nigga. Um and what's been in the algorithms with the submarine implosion and all these when they come out with stories, the titles are important because it speaks to the subconscious mind. And with me understanding the agenda um and the motives of the media and what they truly want us to know and what they want us to hear, um, there's a total difference. What they want you to know and what they're trying to get inside of the subconscious mind, or trying to not let you get inside the subconscious mind, but ultimately getting you to talk about is the actual ritual. It's the fact that you give the title and the algorithm the attention and the emotional attention of what's what they have going on. But you have something going on internally which they don't want you to catch. And this is not a video of getting all them the attention, which is the media and the submarine implosion and the Titanic sinking, and that key word is Titan, and what this whole thing is all about. It's been a battle between the gods and the Titans. This whole spectrum of what we call the Matrix is a um a total manipulation of us not recognizing who we truly are. There's a mythology, and there's always al- algorithms and stories and mythologies that lead our mind to home, which is um, basically where we want to get back to. If we're true students and true workers of this work and doing this work, it doesn't teach anything but how to uh, learn within this gap and then go back home. Us acquiring, us manifesting, us uh, becoming better humans uh, is a secondary, as I should say. Um, a lot of people wouldn't agree with the pushing off of the economic world, or you start trying to start a business or become a better human being and acquire wealth here, and get everybody to like you, and Their main focus is on, finding a husband or a wife. These things are frivolous to the work that we have to do. And I'm only speaking to um, occult students. We're students of the occult, of the mythology, and there's a different language that we speak, and so there's a different mindset that of how we want to improve, you know, ourselves, and that's through here, and then it goes to here, and then we can witness true transformations if we truly listen. Um, so let me get to it, man. Uh, First of all, uh, most people don't even know the definition of it. So, for people that's just learning, for people that's on the frequency of getting to know who they are and truly um, recognizing who they truly are. I'm just on Google right now. Titan in Greek mythology is any children of Uranus, that's heaven, um, and of Gaia, and that's earth, and their descendants. Um, we are the creators, the makers, and there is no beginning and there is no end to who we are. Um, there was a beginning of this thing that separated our mind from our wholeness, and that's within that Greek mythology, and that's within the gods. According to Hesiod's Theogony, there were 12 original titans. The brothers was Oceanus, Cous, Crius, Hyperion, Laptius, and Cronus, and the sisters were Thea, Rio, Themis, Mnemosyne, uh, Phoebe, and Tethys. And so, going into just the certain names of the Titans and how they were basically pushed into the bottom of the sea. And so, um, there was a war amongst the parents, which were us, and the 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 children, which were the Olympic gods. There was a great war, and I'm going to be speaking from the reference from this book right here, Bentley Layton's The Gnostic Scripture. Excellent read, man. It's all you know highlighted up, but I got uh, some resources I want to read from there. Also, Seven Laws of Dark Power, Brother Pennick. Thank you, brother. Appreciate all the resources and the help along the years, and this book too. I should fall apart. I'm gonna use it so much as a reference. The origins of occult civilization, and also I'm going to be reading from uh, the Encyclopedia of Elves, Goblins, and Other Little Creatures by Secrets Revealed by Pierre Dubois and Claudine and Roland Sabatier. And also our favorite, Encyclopedia of Spirits by Judica Ills. And thanks, sis, for the book. And let's look up Titans, man. Let's look up these Titans. Let's see who they are. Let's see how they get down. Let's see. Hey, let's see. Let's see, man. We're gonna try to get back there. Titans. Here we go. So let's read. Uh, the Titans are a pantheon of Greek spirits who preceded the Olympian spirits. They are the good-looking children of Gaia and Uranus who refused to be ruled by the Olympians, and so war ensued. The war between the Titans and the Olympians is called the Titan Nomachi. The war waged in Thessaly lasted for 10 years. The Olympians finally won when Gaia promised Zeus victory if he would free the Cyclops and the Hecatoncheires from their captivities in the abyssal pit of Tartarus. They are the less attractive children of Gaia and Uranus. Uranus was appalled by their looks and locked them away in Tartanius. After their defeat, most of the Titans were either locked up in Tartar- uh, Tartarus or sent into exile to an island far away. Either way, Hecatoncheires have been charged to guard has been charged to guard them. The Titanesses, the Lady Titans, were generally spared. The fate of the Titans, cast down into the depths, shall have given pause to whoever named the great ship Titanic. The Titans are memorized in a name given to titanium, a metallic element of exceptional strength used in the production of steel. Their sacred sites are Mount Orthus. Mount Orthus is to the Titans as Mount Olympus to the Olympians. Um, Titania. Titania is the name given the Fairy Queen in William Shakespeare's a midnight's a Midsummer Night's Dream, but is also found in Ovid as an alternative name for the goddess Diana. Uh, Flower fairies serve as her attendants. Uh, Tit- Titania is a fairy credited with giving the fairy flag to the chief of Clan MacLeod of the Isles of Skye in the 13th century. Since her stage debut with Shakespeare, Titania has made frequent appearances in popular culture, including books, paintings, and video games. And so the Titans were uh, were originally uh, in the war, as history tells us, with the gods. And so understanding the inner value that you have as just changing your language, saying peace, God, peace to the gods, peace to the gods, and in the midst of, going through the early 2000s and just having that subconscious saying of, calling each other gods, I come to realize is that, we've also adapted that, um, that, um, that incompetency as the gods, that arrogance as the gods, the the unrecognition, the unrecognition of our true power and our original source, our chasing of the light and not balancing out with the information of darkness. To forget where we truly come from, and that's through information, and to and it was written in the hieroglyphs that we would, forget. And that's why they said that we were ashamed and naked when we found out, what I'm saying, when we were naked, but they were talking about um, this information and this knowledge that we forgot, of who we truly are. Um, just to clarify, we are titans. Uh, we are gods also. But there's a certain level of understanding when um, you start studying down the line. When you start maturing and start eating meat, you start recognizing and start to be careful about your language. Now, mind you, it doesn't matter. You're a god. You know, you should practice calling yourself a god. You should understand that you do have powers to create and to take away life through the power of the tongue and through the strength of your thoughts and your actions and truly your birthright of what you came here to do. Some people came here to bullshit. Some people came here to truly be a student and study and just to know. And so when you come here just to know, um, there's an allowance of the heart chakra that opens up for you to receive this information. Um, you come to realize that a debate won't clarify your existence. Um, a Facebook post won't clarify your existence. Uh, your joining of a group, your group meditations, your your narcissism and your arrogantness and your aggressiveness at your family functions or being around your peers that's unconscious won't save you. Um, the only way out is death. And when I say that, the only way out is death. It is the only way out. We're here in the gap, but you can die to self now and truly check your journey and live and live in this land of milk and honey. And and that's up here. But first of all, you have to open this so you can open this, and everything else expands because now you become a willing a willing vessel to receive information. Uh, this stuff is not outside of ourselves. So in the beginning, when I was explaining what a titan is and the the titanesses, and the titans versus the gods, and uh, telling you that we're going against these principles and these spirits in high places. They're Olympic gods. They're bastardized children with no home, and that's how when you study Gnosticism, that's when you start to get the real logistics of these gods and the incompetency that they carry along with their destruction of this world, and how you can never figure out um, why things are the way that they are. You just think that this is an evil place. You just think that people are incompetent, or they just make bad decisions, or or they fall short, or they just have this cursed bloodline in some sort. But this system, this this rigor mortis of continuous repetition to survive here on Earth is an act of incompetency, because why would you make a place where people suffer, where people can't learn, where people aren't able to get it, where where a person sees their emotion and that decision based off of the emotion as the end all be all, and never able to recoup themselves and rebuild the mind and the heart and themselves. There's a source of incompetency that goes on with that. Um, recognizing who you are is the main focus, and doing that, you have to start doing the work. There's numerous amount of sources out here that teach. you how to go within first and not rely on outside sources to truly grow you. Um, Shout out to the teachers, Brother Panic, Dr. Phil Valentine, Bobby Hemmett, C. Freemiel, um, uh, numerous amount of information that's been spread over the years, over the last 20 years, since 2000. You know, um, you can just go back and research those names. We got Bobby Hemmett, we have Brother Panic, we have Dr. Phil Valentine, we have C. Freemiel, metaphysical teachers, occult teachers. Um, you should look for something that uh, caters to your ego, and I know I'm quoting brother Panic, but shout out to him, man, and what he's doing. But he said that you already know what you came here to do. There's some people that that's connected to to this information, and all they did was found something that matches their intellect, and they can conversate and they can talk on an intellectual level about the occult. But there are some people that get into this and they're truly in, and there becomes a transformation of their life. But first, it happened on the inside. There was a change on the inside, and they had to do the work. They chased their darkness to get the information, their own darkness, to transform themselves in this light, because you got to go through darkness to get to light, and a lot of people want to chase light. Uh, uh, hey, sister, how you doing? Beautiful grand rising, Hotep. How you doing, brother? Ashe, and all these other code words, and it's like we do that as a uniform collective, as a community. We use these code words because we don't want to seem dumb or not involved. But the true work goes within inside of you. How do you view women? How do you view sex? What's your dark secrets? Did you get beat up as a child? Did your mom treat you right? Was your dad there? Your cousin touched you. Your uncle touched you. Your teacher told you weren't going to be shit. You went on the job and they called you nigger and you didn't have the strength to fight back. Why are you a pushover? Why are you a drug addict? Why do you drink so much? Why are you trying to escape? Those are dark secrets that we all carry and that we all need to do the work on here in this lifetime. Um, Searching for an understanding about yourself is the greatest aspect of occult teaching, because all all the allegories, all the signs and symbols that you'll go through and that you'll learn about is all going on inside of yourself. And once you realize that all this all these allegories like the Bible and all these books are talking about the structure of the human anatomy, the spirit and the soul of the man, you will first start to look inside of yourself and what you built up as darkness inside of yourself first to heal that. um that's the true occult work, and that's the work of a titan, because once you start to recognize who you are, you start to rise. The titan rises up, and you start to build a mentality as to not fall into conspiracies in that sense, but to ultimately understand that if you know what the war is, you understand that that they're always doing something for your demise. First psychologically, then mentally. And then once the mental is captured, the body follows. So first psychologically, they want to get you through signs and symbols. Then they get your mind. And once they got your mind, they got your heart, and your body follows. And so you wanna peep the the subconscious training, the psychological training that they do, because it's always a certain attack. Even with the submarines and the Titanic and them going to the bottom of the ocean, and and nobody even questioned, like, what is a Titan? Where are the Titans? Why did they call the boat the Titanic? What was the war? What was the reason of the war for the Titans and the gods? We don't want to question, we don't want to ask those questions, but that's the first start to understand those signs and symbols and the algorithms of what they're feeding you. You just can't follow a storyline like, oh, these billionaires and got into a submarine and then it exploded and imploded inside, it imploded. So I guess an explosion is would be where you're not covered in anything, but since you're surrounded by a body of water, you implode. And so I guess they imploded. And so all these key words that they're using to uh, shift your brain to a certain specter of, and they're tapping into your ancient bloodline when they tell you these key words. But they want you to follow the money. They want you to make you think that it's about money. And these stories could be about money, but ultimately they're speaking another language to your subconscious mind, just like how they do movies. They do it in the news, they do it in movies, and they're talking to your subconscious mind. You would never get it if you're not trying to get it. You will listen and then you just regurgitate what they said, and then you put a little consciousness on that. But ultimately, it'll be about your money. You'll stay on the path of you saying like, "Oh yeah, 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 it's about to be a big crypto because they tried to run off with all the money, 5 billionaires, and they got it, and they somewhere chilling in underground bunkers, and they took all the money with them, and it was an owner of some cryptocurrency." Yeah, they want you to talk about that, but they're speaking to your subconscious mind, and so what we want to do, us probably gonna have to be a two-part video. Um, because I want to get into the war, the actual the there's documentation of a war that happened between the Titans and the gods, and so the gods ultimately their whole agenda is to keep this thing going. The threat of nuclear war, the threat of this world ending, the threat of the currency stopping, the threat of all this hoopla going on, it's not going to happen. As long as these archons and these gods run this shit, they want to run it the way that they want to run it. Actually, outside of our filthy human makeup, we are at our best. So if they take away your all your shit, put you in a position to where you have to rely, really truly rely on self, that means you're at your best. They're not trying to make that happen. It's only two emotions. There's fear and then there's love. And so you have to see what they're pushing. And so once you recognize what they're pushing, it's just fear. 5 billionaires, Titanic exploded, imploded, and what else? What else? Let me check. Let's do some research, guys. Let's do some research. Oh man, submarine explosion. Oh shit! No internet connection. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Give me a freaking break. Uh, Well, like I said, um, the the language, um, the words that they use with this Titanic, all these things. These are subwords to spark within your subconscious mind, but to ultimately make you forget about what is truly connected to, who are the Titans truly connected to. They say the Titans are a pantheon of Greek spirits who preceded the Olympian spirits. Proceeded the Olympian spirits. And the Olympian spirits are the ones that's navigating. They're not running this world. We run this shit. But they're navigating. They just have control. Don't mean that they have power. Control and power is two different things. And so once you start recognizing your power, and you'll understand that they can't fuck with your power, which is your magic. We use the word magic as a tether to be all mystical and shit, but it's truly your power. It's truly the strength of your will, and what you're truly trying to do here. Um, like I said, man, Bobby Hemmett, Brother Panic, C. Freeman L, Dr. Phil Valentine, man. Some of the master teachers that's out here that teaches on self-preservation instead of group economics, and how you're supposed to be eating and how much money you can get and what you're supposed to be doing consciously with money. And you have to learn. As a Titan, we're original creators. And so once you go back to the mythology and to knowing who you truly are, you start operating different. You know, uh, there's nothing outside of yourself. Get to work, get to trying, try it, do it. Don't look back. Do whatever you're supposed to be doing here. That's failure or success. Just do it. And there's really no failure. Just tighten it up. You miss something, shit, put that motherfucker back. Put it back into play. Rerun it. Run it back. Keep doing it. Um, and it's really not for your economic gain, man. This is for your true freedom to expand your mind. Um, I changed my life 6, 7 years ago by controlling my destiny, and to wake up and to learn a skill set take care of myself and my family here on this earth. I learned it. Time to move forward. That's something that I've gotten. I got that down pat. I shouldn't stay there. So if I'm constantly talking about how to own a business, and how could you quit your 9 to 5 job and become a boss and become self sufficient, and own your own destiny. That should be one time. That video. There shouldn't be no videos about that. That's not why we're here. Greatest extent of your consciousness. That's not the greatest extent of who you're supposed to be. We're supposed to move forward in information, and in love of that information, of just wanting to know, and also dissecting and diagnosing um, our failure inside of ourselves, and revamping that. That's what we're here to do. We're here in the school. Uh, we're absolutely here in the school. And if you fail, you just fail. You know, do this shit all over again. But you could truly leave today by letting go of all this shit. Let go of it. Learn it. You want more money? Learn how to make more money and leave it the fuck alone. That shouldn't be the basis of the end all of why you're in this consciousness. Some people are here for the money. They just can't figure out why they just can't get a grasp of their own finances or whatever they got going on. But I'm in it for the long haul. I know who I am. I actually question myself on why I like Bobby used to say it all the time. There's something about you that you hear on a Saturday night listening to me while you could be doing some other shit and you listen, you just stand up and you just locked in, eyes open for 7 hours, 8 hours at a time. That's how I used to be locked in, listening to 10-hour lectures from Panic, fucking legs, toes numb from just standing there, and taking notes and rewinding what he said and researching and grabbing all the books that he said because I want it. I want to know for myself. I want to know as the self um for myself, my own self transformation. And so if I want to know for my own self transformation, then that's it. I'm not trying to involve anybody. I'm not trying to save anybody. I'm not trying to inspire anybody. I'm not trying to uh gain fruit from this shit. You know, the work will it'll tell on itself. The work that I do, it exposes itself. And so I'm not worried about any of this. You know, um staying on the subject line of just the Titans, I just want to get the feel of the room and usher in the right mindset around learning about this shit, about truly knowing who you are, about truly knowing that you're here and your memory is white and you have inklings that kind of press towards that ancient memory. You have inklings and you have keywords that press towards that ancient memory. But sometimes we recognize it, then our human nature kicks in and comes in, and we try to attach it to something that's got something to do with this matrix. And so, learning this occult knowledge is just learning and keep learning. And there's so many aspects. There's 99 attributes of a God, And so if you only learn three or four aspects, keep going, you know you might be arrogant enough to say, "Hey, I've been there, done that. I learned this type of information." Keep learning new information, man. It's about being a student of this shit. You know, it's about being a student of this shit and not backing down, man. We're titans, man. We're titans, and so that title, it's just a title, um, but your function will tell who you are. Titan is just a title, but your function will show and tell you who you truly are. Um, like I said in the beginning, we've adapted the title of gods. We start calling our homies gods. People that study the lessons or study this occult knowledge and just being in a what they so called conscious community. We like peace God, oh peace God, what's going on God, peace God, and we're not even recognizing what we're saying. Of course, we're gods. We're creators or the destructioners of our own lives. We can either create life or we can take life. That's the definition of a God, but we're not incompetent. We're not bastards. We have a home. And that's what I'm trying to separate through the midst of us understanding, those titles and what they try to give you in the algorithms because, these times permeating of what's happening. There's a, there's a true attack on the psyche of the minds of the Titans, of the original Titans. And those who are truly Titans recognize that psychological, game that they have going on. You know, you recognize it. You recognize it, push it to the side, you know, it might catch your ear, it might catch your heart. You like, yeah, yeah, I got it. And you start studying, or you research and you get an answer for yourself, and all this is for yourself. This is for me, you know. I want to do this video for me because it is all about me. Um, People listen, um, people don't. That's just the way of the world. But if you love yourself, if you love the thing that you do, and this is what I love to do, I love learning. I love learning this aspect of learning about the occult and who I truly am. And so Yeah, I recognize who I am, you know, and I understand that they can't fuck with my magic, you know. I recognize they can't fuck with my magic, and thanks to my teachers, and ultimately me truly believing that, and me truly doing the actual work. Um, that's the mindset of a titan, and so I just come here to set the record straight of the mindset of a titan and what we're supposed to be doing. Um, it is a all out war psychologically first, and that's they'd rather get you psychologically first so they don't have to fight, you know. And once you don't have to fight, the war is much easier. So they're gonna have a war where they're not gonna use any guns. It's going on. They got your mind. They have your mind altered in a certain way to get off path, to get it off yourself. And so these times are relevant. And so my internet's acting up. So I'm gonna come with a part two. It's gonna be inside. Um, it is the Titans versus the gods. Um, all out psychological warfare. Trump, Biden, uh, all this shit. Titanic, uh, giants, weird motherfucking creatures being found, all that shit. It's a lot going on. So signing off, man. Arson, make sure you subscribe to my page. If you do, cool. If not, it's all good.